looking at here? First of its kind. It's an added grapple for our VersaFork frame. It's another prototype. This is the first time using it right now. So stick around, we're gonna walk you through all the new GWT products in the next few minutes. All right, folks, so you're looking at, what do we call this? The Versa Grapple? Yeah, I don't know. We'll call it the Versa Grapple. I don't know. We'll figure it out. This is the first prototype, all right? It mounts to a VersaFork frame, so you take your tines off, and then you mount on the grapple itself. It hangs on the top, similar to how a fork tine would, and then we've welded a couple of pockets in the bottom, near the bottom corners that have like a JDQA lower pin type of connection on them. And so these little brackets will be available in a retrofit kit where you can weld them on yourself if you want to, and all the future Versa brackets are VersaFork frames are gonna have that on there. The intent is to use this top jaw. The reason why it's so much smaller than the bottom jaw is to reuse the same jaw on here as a grapple, or if you want to put, we'll show you in just a second here, the adder wrecker on here, and then just use a top jaw so you have a stump bucket with a grapple on there. That's been a request for a long time. And so it's trying to use common parts just to make one top grapple jaw and use it for multiple functions. And then you can also use just this bottom jaw if you wanted to use it like a rake and rake things along, or obviously the current combination and configuration. So VersaForks are a product we came out with a while ago. It's this frame that's back here that obviously includes pallet fork tines as well, but it can mount on the front end loader of a JDQA or an SSQA, so not just a John Deere, but a Coyote, a Kubota, TYM, a Hinder, a Massey, LS, New Holland, all that kind of stuff. But it can also mount to the 3-point hitch. So you have versatility to mount on either end. So if you wanted to have, say you already have a grapple, or say you need your bucket or something else in the front, but you still want to carry things along or move things around, you can do so on the back side. When it's mounted on the front like this, you can hang some suitcase weights on here for ballast weight. It's going to have a 2-inch receiver down there. It's going to have chain hooks. It's made in America. What can I say? I mean, it's really awesome. If you're gonna get a set of pallet forks, and don't go boring with just the boring old pallet forks that everybody has, get yourself VersaForks. So the bottom jaw here is 60 inches wide. I don't know, maybe this is 18 or 20 inches wide on the top jaw. Again, it's narrow. We may come out with a wider one. Time will tell. Part of the reason is to keep cost down with less material up here, to keep weight down, and then again, that flexibility to use it with the stump bucket as well. If it was a wider jaw, I don't know, would you guys care about that? I'm not sure. So I'd have to give it some more thought, but first prototype here, we're really proud of it. Oh, and I should mention, this is also a gooseneck mover that we have up here and a combination bracket for the top link of a 3-point hitch. And so this extra little bracket actually mounts right on here and becomes your cylinder mount for the top of the grapple too. And so that's just another part that will come with the grapple if you choose to buy that. And the idea is that we're gonna ship the top jaw separate, the bottom jaw separate, and get it to a UPS ground. Instead of having to coordinate a freight truck, everybody hates doing that. In a lot of attachments, there's just no way around that. But if we can avoid shipping LTL freight, we try to. And so this is gonna be one of those situations where we're hoping to do so. So folks, this is the adder wrecker. Well, actually the mini adder wrecker. We just had our first prototype of the HD adder wrecker delivered to us today from our fabricator, but this is production ready. I've already tested this bad boy out. It's crazy. It mounts right to the VersaFork frame. Let's start calling this the Versa frame. It was originally just for the forks, but now we're coming out with all these other attachments for it. So it's a Versa frame that you can put forks on, you can put the wrecker on, you can put a grapple on. We're coming out with other stuff too to make it just as useful as possible for folks. 40 horse Coyote tractor here with a lot of lift capacity, all right? I was testing this thing out on a stump that we actually broke our first prototype of the Mega Wrecker using on our skid steer, and I got this stump out with this mini adder wrecker on the Versa frame, and oh boy, maybe 12 minutes or so. I mean, it was a 24-inch diameter stump. It was a big dog. So this thing worked wonders. Mounts on the top rail, okay, you kind of hang it on there. It weighs, I don't know the exact weight, maybe 45, 50 pounds, somewhere around there. So you can just pick it up, hang it on the top rail just like you would a pallet fork tine. And then we utilize the 2-inch receiver to pin it in place. There's a little bit of wiggle room, but not a whole lot. Not enough for it to affect performance when you're using it. I didn't notice it at all, I should say. And this is going to keep the cost down considerably. So you can get the frame that you can reuse for multiple attachments, and then you can just add on something like this. And we're going to be able to ship this in a box, UPS ground right to you. We ship the frames, UPS ground, the pallet fork tines, UPS ground, the grapple will go UPS ground, everything else. That's the goal, is to ship it UPS ground if we can. I am super, super pumped about this product. I think it's going to be a game changer. It's going to solve a lot of problems for a lot of folks that are on a budget. That's something that we're being told all the time, is we need affordable solutions, and this has been in the works for a while, and we're happy to release it now. Well, you're looking at a lot of GWT products right here. First, we have our GWT Fast Cat Quick Hitch, Category 1 Quick Hitch, no bushings required. We made some improvements though. We include the fast change pins up here, so there's no bolts, so it's toolless change to adjust that hook up and down if you need to. We include a top link pin. We have improved handles, improved weld quality, and improved paint. What else? Oh yeah, improved warranty, a 2-year warranty instead of a 1-year warranty, and it's in black or green instead of that reddish orange color. So a lot of improvements there. Exclusive Good Works Tractors product right there. Now another Good Works Tractors product is our Versa bracket. That's been in production for a while, but we have folks with bigger tractors and they want additional weight on there. So you're looking at the second row. It's a concept right now. This is the first prototype. Just got this thing hooked up. Need to make a few adjustments to it still. Debating whether or not we go with 4 weights on this second row or if we widen it out and go with 6 weights on there. Haven't made that 100% determination yet. Maybe it's an either or. So it bolts together. This bracket's gonna be able to ship UPS ground to you. We had the prototype made with a 2-inch receiver on there. I'm not sure that's going to make the final rendition. We may just cut it off and do an L bracket. We may shorten it up and leave a 2-inch receiver a little bit further underneath here because it's still going to stick out further. Don't know yet on there, but this is coming soon. And it's going to be versatile, where you can add on a second row to the Versa bracket for more ballast weight. And again, the further back you go, the more effective the weight is. And so fewer weights back here is equal in some regard to more weights closer to the tractor. So this bracket not only mounts into our Versa bracket, but any 2-inch receiver. So if you have a UTV, let's see if it works in our Ranger. If you want to put it on the front of your tractor, maybe you don't have a loader or you're tight on space and you want to get more ballast weight up there, we have a JU Fabworks Boss bracket on the front where we can put this on there and hang weight to offset a tiller or a brush hog on the back. So it can be versatile in various ways and applications that maybe we haven't even thought of yet. Folks, we are proud to be sponsored by RimGuard Solutions, a liquid ballast weight. It goes right inside your tires, completely hidden. Not only is it going to help with safety, keeping those rear tires planted on the ground, it helps with loader efficiency and traction too. The benefits of RimGuard include being the heaviest all-natural liquid ballast weight on the market. It's not going to corrode your rims like the old calcium chloride. It's not going to freeze, and it's available at over 1,000 dealers nationwide. Find the dealer near you at rimguardsolutions.com. Next, we've got an improvement for gravel driveways and snow pushers. You know, now I normally just hover above, slightly above the gravel when I'm using my snow pusher, and it works really well. I like to leave a little bit of a base of snow on there anyway to keep that separation so I'm not scraping off gravel. Gravel? Did I say gravel?
I didn't quite tell.
Whew. I said gravel. But a lot of folks out there have been requesting a wider runner, and so you can see this stock runner that we have here. We actually welded on a 7-inch wide ski on the bottom of that, and that's what you see here. So these are going to be an option available to purchase. Works really well. You want to put it in the, you know, the bottom or the top of the slot, I guess, so the runner's in the lowest position, and then it keeps the main cutting edge above the gravel a bit there. It works really well to do the separation. I mean, they're not cheap, right? So in my opinion, if you want to do gravel, I don't have any. I have like 1,800 foot or something like that of gravel lane and drive to clear, and I do it with just my UHMW edge, and I hold it up slightly above there, and it works great. But for you folks that do want a different option, I put this in float. We just tried it on the gravel right now with nothing frozen up or anything else, and it didn't sink down at all. If you do have a crown, you got to be aware there. If you're hovering on either side of that crown and the high point is in the middle, it's still going to clip that potentially. But otherwise, it's a nice solution. We finally got an extra one in stock so that I could test this out and do some demo video for you. So we're gonna do that really soon with our Stump grinder. This is putting the bomb light and pretty much everything else in the market to shame, in my opinion. Made in Canada, great price point. Specs are a little bit beefier, more robust. You get a little more bang for the buck compared to the bomb light. Now the bomb light was a great machine. We were a dealer for them for a long time, parted ways not because of the quality of their product. But Reist is just as every bit high quality of a manufacturer up there in Canada. And folks want to compare these to Woodland Mills and some other manufacturers. Woodland Mills is made in China. I think they have a pretty good product. Folks seem to be really pleased with them, and there is a price difference, so that is going to be the most significant reason for the price difference, is a made in China product versus a made in Canada product, which is darn close to, you know, it's made in North America, close to being made in America. So that's the main driver for the price difference there, but really high quality stump grinder. We've been selling a heck of a lot of these. They also make a swing model as well. If you want to go that route, it does require rear hydraulics, of course, but check these out on the website. Okay, we've got some prototypes. I have not used these yet. We will be soon. Some different edges here for the stump bucket, depending on what you're looking to do with it. This is our standard AR400 edge that comes with it. Three teeth on there. It bolts on, okay, 3 bolts. It's meant to be replaceable. So if something gives, it's the edge before it's the bucket, before it's your loader frame or anything else. So there's just levels of protection built in there, because we know that you're going to use these things hard, and we don't want there to be any damage on the tractor or the loader itself. In addition, we size these things appropriately for the tractors that they work on. This is the mini version of the stump bucket. We have a heavy duty version that's 50% longer, I believe it is, and then we're just coming out with a mega record version that's another 50% longer than that as well, and heavier too. So you can bolt this edge in place. It's more of a ripper tooth if you're dealing with a lot of roots that you want to get out, okay? Or we have a lot of folks that do trenching and they want a nice flat bottom in there, which you can't really get with the standard edge, so this will give you a nice flat bottom. And then we have a lot of other folks that like to plant with these, and they're in softer soils. And so something along the lines of this right here, more like a shovel tip, that's just gonna more evenly dig out a hole for you there for planting a tree. So we'll probably end up putting together packages where you can buy all these together or buy them individually a la carte as you want to. Again, still have to test these, put them through their paces, make the tweaks as needed to perfect those designs. This right here is our Mega Wrecker. It's our big dog. We just got done testing the final prototype. This thing is ready for production. It is nasty. It's made for big tractors and skid steers. You're not going to put this on your 1025R or your little Kubota BX, nothing like that. This goes on the big dogs. You know, I hesitate to even recommend it for the 4 Series compacts like the 4066, the Kubota Grand L 6060. I really think it's more designed for utility tractors and skid steers. And again, we do things a little bit more conservatively here. Everybody doesn't agree with that. They've been making stump buckets this size forever, and just saying they're good up to a certain amount of horsepower, meaning you could use it on whatever small size tractor you have. And I think that's how loaders get tweaked and bent and damaged, and we want to make sure that doesn't happen. So we give recommendations like ranges on the size to use things, and you're always welcome to email us if you're not sure what to get. We have a worry-free guarantee. If you email us, take our recommendation, we're going to stand behind it 100% that it's going to work for you, whether it's the type of quick attach, the size of the product, the width of the product, the series, and so on and so forth. We want you to be set up the right way the first time and have a good product that you're happy with for years to come. And we almost forgot, this thing is staring at us right in the face, and we just about walked by it and forgot about it. But this is the CID. This is a redesigned broom. Okay, obviously for skid steers, it's hydraulic driven, reversible. If you want to go the other direction, it has built-in parking stands, one on either side. You can take off this end hub and then slide out the entire broom, or the bristle broom, and replace it very easily that way. Redesign shroud or cover on the top side to prevent or capture more debris and keep it rolling forward as needed. It does require an electrical connection as well as a hydraulic connection, because there's 2 hydraulic functions. One is going to angle the broom, and the other, of course, is going to rotate, spin that broom around. You can get either poly, steel, or a combination of poly and steel bristles. There's a couple of different diameters as well, along with various widths available to match up your machine. This is a 96-inch on the 333G. It only takes, I think it's 15 to 25 GPMs. Just go to the listing to verify that, but it doesn't take a whole lot to drive this thing. We may be able to use this on our large 100 horsepower tractor. You know, that 15 GPM minimum requirement is going to be the killer on tractors. They don't have a lot of hydraulic flow, generally speaking, but if yours does, then you're welcome to give it a shot too. CID and Ironcraft are sister companies, so you may sometimes see these products referred to as Ironcraft or CID. CID is more of the construction side of the business. Ironcraft is more of the ag side of the business. But these are also made in America, which is hard to beat. Okay, folks, so this is our HD version of the Atta Wrecker. And again, this is a prototype, so I have not tested this yet. Again, tested the Mini. That's good to go in production. Gonna be testing out the HD. I am about 85% confident that this is gonna work. I mean, sometimes I get surprised. It's built really heavy and beefy. So if you think about the stress that a 36 to 48 inch long pellet fork tine that's only 4 inches wide, you know, puts on a fork frame, and those work just fine. So if you think about spreading that load all the way across, whatever this is, 24 inches, maybe more, I don't even know. I don't think there's gonna be any issue there. Just a ton of support and reinforcement underneath here too. And then of course, anchored down below with the 2-inch receiver, which as we all know, are very strong as well. So looking forward, I'll be putting this to work here sometime pretty soon here and checking it out to make sure it's good to go. The rest of the structure itself is based off of our HD Wrecker that we already sell and in production. So not worried about that. It's more just the mounting system and the robustness that we get out of that. I'm gonna test it on probably the biggest, nastiest. I might even put on my 100 horsepower skid steer. Actually, I can't, can I? I don't know if the VersaFork frame will hold. Yeah, why not? Maybe I'll put a skid steer VersaFork frame on my 100 horse skid steer and put this on there and see what the heck happens. I like to over-test things. Last but not least, this is our trash can mover. We have both a single and a double trash can mover. Looks kind of weird, like how the heck does that work? Well, it actually works really darn well. You can just put this hook right underneath, and then this kind of works as a stop just to stabilize it and hold it in place there. The double just has an arm that goes across and extends out with enough space to put 2 cans side by side. And we have an 800-foot driveway right here that will be taking it down. And man, does it make it a lot nicer in the wintertime. I mean, otherwise it's good to get your steps, but yeah, this is nice to have. This fits right in a 2-inch receiver. If you have a VersaFork frame on the front, you can put it in there. If you have a Versa bracket on the back, you can put it in there. But it's a standard 2-inch receiver. It helps to be on a 3-point hitch to raise this up and down to make it work. Another made in America product right here. Okay, folks, that was a lot of fun to show you all the new stuff that's in the works and available for sale. So whether it's coming soon when you're watching this or it's already on the market, you can check it out at tractortools.com. That's the home of Good Works Tractors, where we sell all sorts of tractor attachments. Well, I mean, skid steer, ATV, UTV attachments. We even sell the nicest used tractors on the market, and we also ship this stuff to you all over the country. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to stop by, and until next time, stay safe. We'll see you soon.